What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Excited tonight to take on another episode of Cells at Work. This is going to be episode 5, the Cedar Pollen Allergy. We have been waiting for this one based on a lot of what you guys have told us about what's coming up here. So can't wait. Yes, mast cell involvement here tonight. I am Dr. Todd, by the way.
I'm Allycia.
And again, thank you guys so much because this journey really has been remarkable. Keep the comments coming because we've been learning so much from you guys. And somebody had actually pointed out that the reason that the mast cell was like, when they cut to her, that she was like inside is because she actually, like, mast cells live like in the tissues. And so they're not like circulating. And so I think that's again, like a cool tidbit that makes sense, but didn't quite pick up that some of these cells are in the vascular space, so they may be circulating cells like basophils and eosinophils, and then some cells are in the tissues, and then you can get cells that kind of migrate into the tissues and stuff. So that gets a little bit more into the I guess true biology of all of this. So it's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a chance because we did watch Code Black, and that was a lot of fun. Very dark, as you guys warned us about.
So I'm kind of happy to go back to this one a little bit. I still liked it.
Oh no, it was awesome. But I'd be lying if I said I maybe wasn't looking forward to seeing some like cute, happy little platelets. Because those platelets they've seen some things. You know?
I know, they've been through it.
They've been through it. But anyway, again, kind of tipping this off, like, you know, so I'm not particularly familiar with the cedar pollen allergy, but I know some people had said that I guess this is a common allergy in Japan.
Okay.
Because it's very mountainous, and I guess maybe we're getting close into the time of year where this is becoming a big thing there, based on some of the comments. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know, excited to see that. Can't wait to get into this, see what it's all about. Ready? Yep. Subscribe.
Inside every human body.
Back to normalcy.
37.2 trillion
Oh, I like the
cells.
macrophages drinking coffee or
And
tea.
the dendrites.
And they all take their jobs very seriously.
They're like little toddler versions of the platelets.
Welcome to the inside of a human body.
Oh, I like it that it's portraying like a meteorite.
Object fast approaching.
Is this like the pollen?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
What are the yellow guys?
Yeah, who's got the gas mask?
I know.
Helper T cells. When alerted to the presence of invading
Oh, maybe
enemies,
that's what those were in
helper
the
T
other
cells
one.
serve as commanders.
The
educators?
Yes.
Maybe.
The helper T cell.
So it begins. 13.
And so it begins.
Cedar pollen allergy.
Cedar trees scatter their pollen on the wind. Peak season is February and March.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
look
right
at
now.
yeah.
Every single year. One.
Yeah, so the neutrophil in this one is like so much more all whited out, where the neutrophil in the code black had like a little bit more like bluish white color to her hair and her eyes. I don't know if that probably had no significance, but I noticed it. Oh,
There she is. The
oh, she's
innocent
been
film.
added to the intro. Or was she on the
She
intro
might have
before?
been. We maybe just didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm working. Are you working? Of course I'm working.
Of course I'm working.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
Incoming.
What's it? What's all the water supposed to represent? Maybe you're, I don't know. Oh,
Allergen.
that's what the little bubbly guy
Oh,
is.
okay.
It's just been such an awful ordeal. Our tea is spilled all over the place.
Our tea spilled.
Bonus with the water. Multiple bogeys identified.
Bogeys.
So we didn't pull off the blink in time.
If they continue to
The blink.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So it got in through the eyes.
Oh, I gotta finish up this job and get out of here.
Okay, let's
Uh-oh.
and right now.
So what would these do to the red blood cells?
I mean, I don't know.
What is that thing? Why the heck does it keep repeating Cedar?
I don't want to keep repeating Cedar.
Just run, you moron!
It's like the Marshmallow Man.
He said run. So your white blood cells, I guess, fight the allergies
I
too?
mean, they fight any antigen.
Okay.
But what makes allergy kind of unique is that it's not maybe a harmful entity, it's that the body's overreacting to it.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I can find out.
No. Phagocytic
Yep, he's going to phagocytose it.
absorb bacteria and foreign substances in order to break them down. This is known as phagocytosis.
Phagocytosis.
But unlike bacteria and viruses, they don't cause illness.
Yeah.
That's good at least.
Don't get me wrong, though. The We can still start plenty of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I had to kill it.
You do, huh?
He looks.
Sorry, you
Oh.
Oh.
That pollen is the external force that snuck in through the ocular membrane. Then it's the first sign of the legend.
The legend.
My name is Memory Cell.
a lymphocyte that retains memories of pathogens. This prepares the body for a repeat invasion by the same antigen.
Oh, I just had a thought because I know like sometimes when an allergy develops and you have like a slight reaction, the second time could be much worse. Is that because of that?
Yes.
The memory T cell?
Well,
Or is that what it
yes,
said? Okay.
yeah. So what ends up happening, and we'll talk about this maybe in more detail, but yeah, the first time you're exposed to an antigen that you go on to develop an allergy to, you're not going to have that strong immune response because you don't have any previous exposure. And it's when IgE, the particular IgE antibody, cross-links with these primed, say, mast cells, and that's what causes that massive degranulation and histamine, and then of course all the things that come with that.
Okay.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, made me think of that.
But there's a legend, an ancient tale passed down amongst memory cells, old as the world itself.
Maybe that's kind of how they're describing it by a legend. Legend notes.
Passed down to memory cells for generations now. This is the legend. The mountains will rage, the earth will turn violent, and the sea will writhe.
Gosh.
Yeah, it'll feel like this.
A massive eruption, tremors, and a great flood will all occur at once.
So it's so cool because it's so cool that they're highlighting that, like, because it's not an infection or an illness, but it is this massive overreaction of the body
Yeah.
to an otherwise uncomplicated thing. And so I think they're showing that here because he's like the seas will rise, the volcanoes erupt, like because it's this
Everything will go
it's-
haywire.
It's this overreaction that we're seeing. So that's actually really
So
clever.
he's overreacting.
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, he's very much so.
That thing?
Cedar.
Sounds it reminds me of feed me.
I know.
Feed me, Seymour.
Have invaded the body. Immediately evacuate the area and travel as far as you can.
I wonder if anybody will get that reference.
I don't
Where
know.
all these allergens even come from?
I mean, it's kind of like Big Hero 6, just less helpful.
The beginning of the apocalypse is here!
Of course.
No, do not return to the eyeball.
Commander Helper T!
Do not return to the eyeball.
We still have our secret weapon.
He isn't quite a secret, is he? Shall I call him B Cell?
B cell. So B cells are antibody producing cells. And this would be IgE, specifically the antibody involved in allergy.
Okay.
Stand back and leave this to me! I've got the cure right here!
B Cell, the antibody producing cell.
The B cells he's brought his antibodies
Yes.
This catastrophe.
But that won't work, will it? Antibodies?
No?
Yeah.
It's actually part of the problem.
Yeah.
will open the gateway to the dark.
Wow, that's useless.
That's kind of what I said.
History! And
Yep, he's got
IgE.
IgE. Yep.
I love how they highlighted that, zoomed
Yeah.
in on that.
Vaporized him.
Hey, there you go.
I mean, it's looking like he's got everything under control.
yeah, it does.
Looks like it.
For now.
The mist will become dark clouds, releasing a heavy rainfall and washing everything away. I'm telling you, a terrible fate is about to befall us.
Are they going to have like an anaphylactic response?
I mean, I guess they could,
Yeah.
which is obviously very dangerous.
Huh? That reading. What the?
It's a lot of IgE.
Oh,
There's the bumper.
Yep, we got our bumper.
Cells at work.
Oh, that bumper is stressed
So
even.
yeah, I love how they're like
Yeah.
dramatic.
It was like,
they're very
"Cells
dramatic.
out."
And there's our mast cell.
what is going on?
Love her already.
It doesn't make sense. I've never seen these numbers. Mast cell releases chemical mediators such as histamines and leukotrienes.
And prostaglandins.
Although they're referred to as fat cells, they have nothing to do with fat.
Histamine handling manual.
It's right with the amount of IgE, but that's
Massive levels.
okay, Mast. Just calm down. It's as simple as that. Just do your job. So if I'm matching the IgE,
I guess that's bad.
Well, it's going to be massive amounts of histamine and
Yeah.
leukotriene.
Swelling.
Oh,
Itchy.
Yeah.
totally. Hey,
B cell.
Edema, which might be what they're showing with the water.
Oh, okay.
Edema means swelling.
Trust me, there's no reason to worry. See? The histamines are about to come into play.
Hey, why is it retracting? They probably just got to change the nozzle.
That's the flood.
Yep.
That was part of the legend.
Released by mast cells upon recognizing foreign substances or injuries.
So this is histamine, like a flood of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is this the rainfall?
I would hope so.
I think so. Either that or some of your cells are playing Jumanji.
These guys just keep on coming.
That's bad. Okay, solve the problem. More histamines.
Ooh.
Is this it? Is this the catastrophe? No, it's not.
It's not over yet, Neutrophil.
It's just a start.
Ow!
Oh, it's coming out of the sewer drains.
Yeah.
Histamine's job.
Look at the little neutrophil just riding in there
Yep.
with his receptor up.
We're being flooded! There's a histamine overflow, sir!
There's a what?
Who are these guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
My captain! She said this is the only way to eliminate the allergens!
She's insane.
Some Benadryl?
That would help.
They're flooding in!
No, the secretion center.
Yeah, so the secretions pick up.
The emergency immune system, sir, is about to kick in!
Oh no.
Emergency immune system.
Not the last of them? Hey, look! Up there! The first sign! The massive eruption!
Sneezing.
Sneezing, yep.
The tremors have begun!
Tremors.
The nasal membrane won't stop swelling!
Nasal congestion.
Congestion.
Yeah.
The tears are about to flow over! And now, the great flood!
Eyes watering.
Yep, eyes watering.
Symptoms such as sneezing, runny nose, and nasal congestion are triggered when cedar pollen becomes an allergen.
This is all his fault. You better fix this. Do you hear me, B cell?
It kind of is. All that IgE.
Yep.
It's all because you kept showing off and sloshing those antibodies around!
Oh, look at that. The body's turned against itself.
Yeah.
Or cells.
Oh!
This is all your fault, Matt!
What the heck is wrong with you?
Get off the mast cell like that.
No! Overproduction of histamines did the damage, but nice
How the manual said to.
Well, then you must have read the manual wrong!
Oh.
Direction? Fatty fat cell?
I can't believe it. Especially when the B and B cell stands for bonehead.
Say!
I called you a bonehead, bonehead.
Well, bring it on then, you fatty!
Well,
Yeah.
this is starting to get out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange.
It is strange.
All that happened here is that everyone did their
And
jobs.
yeah.
No one knew it could turn out.
Oh, he's got a little bit of a bluish tint to his hair. Okay. His eyes aren't blue though.
Even if we'd all been aware, we had no choice but to see it through. We can't walk away from our jobs. It's our fate. One that we can never escape. Can never
What's
escape.
this?
Can never escape.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I don't know what it is, but I do know that I'm supposed to deliver it right here.
It's like a bomb.
Whoa, are they fighting back there? No, never mind.
Oh, maybe they did take some like medication and now would
Says
that be
for
No
medical
idea what
use?
this is.
Not a clue.
Maybe an antihistamine?
yeah.
Oh, not that I can recollect.
Arrived at target destination.
What is this? Looks like pills.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a bomb.
Looks like a capsule or something. I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, slowly releasing.
I do like how they've kind of depicted medicine as this kind of foreign entity.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it is.
Target cell confirmed. Locked on.
Oh my gosh.
Commence extermination.
What now?
Hopefully, it's got to be referring. Wait, what?
Now exterminated.
Oh, come on, not my house again!
Not my house again.
Remember this now!
It's stories long forgotten. It appears whenever a cataclysmic shift occurs. It wipes out everything that's borne witness to the disaster. It goes by steroid.
Steroids.
Oh,
they do.
that's what the
A
S.
drug with powerful anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressive effects.
Mm-hmm.
Suppresses symptoms caused by histamines, while also quashing the initial allergic reactions themselves.
I mean, steroids can help things, but prolonged use can cause a lot of damage.
They
right?
can. Yeah, long-term steroid use can be a problem.
Yeah.
We might be in trouble, sir.
My gosh, it's a little barbaric.
I know.
B Cell and Mast Cell, I'm so sorry. Please don't leave me alone.
I wonder why they went straight to steroids, though. Well, I guess it could have been like a nasal spray steroid, right?
This was probably not.
Okay.
This was probably a pill.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's walking around with a, not a machete, a machine gun.
Oh, come on. Why won't it just stop?
Although I feel like there's a lot more inflammation going on.
I
here
know.
with this steroid.
Reserves depleted. Thank you for your patronage.
Okay.
At some point during all of the chaos, the allergens died out.
Okay.
And settled down. At long last, the cells made peace with one another.
Yep.
This is over. Truly.
Well, it kind of like
Brought them back together.
simulated your body just going haywire.
Yeah.
Prolonged
Yeah.
use and massive dosage of steroids may sometimes cause deleterious side effects.
Yeah. That is true.
To adhere to the directions and recommended dosage.
I'll never forget the horrors that befell us today.
Thank you for your patronage.
All right, man. Another fun episode. So again, kind of showing you what happens when things go haywire, when they maybe didn't have to be, because not everybody obviously has allergies, or not everybody has the same allergies. And actually, well, some people pretty much have none, or at least no like noticeable. I mean, everybody has the ability to have histamine release,
Yeah.
mast cell degranulation with say certain exposures or triggers, but these types of allergies, which look, anyone who struggles with allergies knows how miserable it is. So I think they did a really clever job of highlighting just kind of how like chaotic it can feel in that. And and everything is just like all these cells are just losing their mind and blaming everybody else. Cause like, yeah, they were just kind of doing their job, but they do it like, so I think what they highlighted there is that it didn't necessarily like, it didn't know any better. So like your body doesn't know the difference between an allergy, say allergen, and like a true allergy, like a true infectious allergen in people who do have allergies. And so then it's going to create this immune response, and it's going to seem like it's not succeeding. And so it's going to have a higher response, right? Because it's like, okay, well, we need to eradicate this thing. I think they highlighted that really well, really cleverly. As they have this whole way. All right. So one thing I wrote down as the episode was going on, it made me think back to my med school days. And one of the things we learned about was these types of like what we call hypersensitivity reactions. And so these are like immune mediated issues, and allergic response being one of those. That's actually what we call a type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. And that's with IgE mediated, which is what they displayed here. That the B cells, in response to an antigen, they produce these IgE, and then these IgEs bind with macrophages or basophils. And on repeat exposure, so this is where that repeat exposure comes in, because that initial exposure, they may bind, but they're not going to cause degranulation. And then when you repeat bind, there's this phenomenon known as cross-linking, where these IgEs will cross-link together, and then that produces this degranulation, which produces those histamines, and they mentioned leukotrienes, and then also prostaglandins get released. And so these things they kind of did a good job highlighting it, where the cells or vessels become more permeable. You get the sneezing, coughing, itching, runny nose, all the stuff that happened here. And so now there's what's called type 2 hypersensitivity, which is a different type of an immune response. And that's where this is true antibody mediated. Yeah. So this would be like, this actually where antibodies attack antigens or antigens that are on cells. This might be something like, like if you had, say, a transfusion reaction, say to a blood cell product or something. And then there's what's called type 3 hypersensitivity, and that's what we call the immune complex hypersensitivity. And that would be something like, say, a lupus, where you get these immune complexes that bind and they deposit in tissues, and then they can activate, causing destruction. And so that, like, then we get into the complement cascade, which I don't know if they'll highlight that in this show, the complement cascade, but very common in lupus. And then type 4 is what we call the delayed hypersensitivity reaction. So this would be T cell mediated, so there's no antibodies involved, and something like poison ivy. So you contact something, you have that delayed hypersensitivity reaction, which is why the rash develops later. That's a little bit, I guess, more of like a med school thing. And then they've already touched on it with steroids. Steroids are a godsend in some cases. I mean, they will come in and reduce that allergic response. They'll try to make everything behave nicely. And they are, look, I mean, when somebody's struggling with these types of symptoms, steroids can be very helpful. But they did highlight that they can be very dangerous in some situations and in like long-term use or high dosage use. Because actually, if somebody goes on steroids for a long time, it can actually spread. I know this is maybe not, the show really wasn't highlighting this because it wasn't part of the immune system, but steroids can actually suppress your adrenal gland function because of the natural hormone production. So if somebody's on steroids for a long time and they abruptly stop, they can actually go into what's called Addison's disease or like an adrenal failure. And that can be very dangerous. Also, steroids cause your blood sugar to elevate. And so someone who's maybe diabetic, they have to be very careful with steroids because of that. And actually, in a really small percentage of people, they can actually cause a lot of anxiety. Like they can make people really jittery and kind of wired. It doesn't happen all the time. So it's actually interesting. I usually ask patients when, let's say they come in with like a sinus infection, they got a lot of swelling, having those allergy-like symptoms, and we're thinking about giving them steroids like prednisone or something. One of the questions I ask almost always is, how do you handle steroids? Like, how have you handled being on, say, prednisone? And the reason I ask that is because, again, it's a small percentage, but if it's happened to you, you tend to know it. Like the second you say prednisone, they'll be like, no. Like, I can't handle, no, don't give me that. And so if someone's like, oh, I mean, I think fine. Like, why? I'm like, well, you would know. So you would know. But then I also look through their, as I guess as a doctor should do, I look through their chart and see when they've been prescribed it and how often they've been prescribed it and all those things. Because there's actually a rare complication, or maybe rare is not the right word, but a fairly uncommon complication of repetitive steroid use that can actually cause a disease known as avascular necrosis. This is a big deal if this happens. So avascular necrosis basically is bone death, and you can get portions of bone, like it's common to see maybe in the hip for people who develop this, and actually have to go and have hip replacement surgeries and things because the part of the bone just died. And so we maybe saw a little uptick in this around the time of COVID, because with a lot of those infections and respiratory infections and, say, increased asthma symptoms, because asthma is an allergic, inappropriate allergic response to the lungs, people were going on a lot of steroids, and then we did see a little bit of an increase in this. And actually, I had a patient who had a really severe case of avascular necrosis. She actually has given me permission to talk about this because I asked her. She told me that I could share some of what happened to her with, and it was tied into steroid use. And so, I think I like that they highlighted that, because it kind of shows that not all, medicine can be helpful in some cases, but,
It all has a risk.
There's always risks involved with everything. Anything else that you had?
I feel like this is a good time to talk a little bit about mast cell activation disorder. It was hard for us to get a diagnosis at first. We won't go through the whole gory details of that. When you have your child who's having these how often was she having these reactions? Anaphylactic-like reactions.
Yeah, so they weren't thankfully quite to the level of anaphylaxis, but they were...
That's why I was saying anaphylactic.
Yeah, so it's, mast cell activation syndrome is one of those diagnoses that's becoming a little bit more known. I think part of the problem was it was sort of relatively misunderstood or maybe underrepresented, certainly.
But still,
yeah, and I think there's even still a lot of doctors who maybe don't know as much about it.
Well, I don't know how many times we got told that she was just having anxiety.
Yeah, so I think this is a good one to kind of bring up, unfortunately, and I know this is maybe a little bit more, this discussion maybe is branching a little away from maybe the nuances of cells at work.
I know. I just thought it was a good time to bring it up. it's important.
But I think, one thing we sometimes see I feel like unfortunately it's more common in women as well, where a lot of diagnoses sometimes get written off as anxiety.
Yeah.
And I think mast cell is one of those. Things like fibromyalgia can be one of those diagnoses. EDS, so Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, just to name a few, because, these things are hard to diagnose. They don't have maybe great diagnostic tests for them. And so because of that, sometimes people who come in with these sort of symptoms that doctors can't explain are way too quick to write something off as, say, anxiety.
The allergist knew it was mast cell activation disorder right away when I told him that we give her a Benadryl and then within 30 minutes everything calms. Now she was left with almost a hangover effect for a good 24 hours where she just had this massive headache and just wanted to sleep.
Yeah, and so look, I mean, what you witnessed in this show was a little bit of what mast cell activation syndrome would be like. Mm-hmm. It's just a different pathway. Instead of a response to an allergy, like an allergen or a pollen or something, it could be in response to so many different things. It's a diagnosis that is a very interesting diagnosis. And I think it's something that in the medical community, we have to expand our knowledge on even further. And here's what's kind of crazy about it. Antihistamines don't always work for people with this. They can help maybe reduce a little bit, but in some cases, even being on antihistamines and sometimes even going on then those leukotriene inhibitors. So, they mentioned that mast cells release both of those products, leukotriene inhibitors. So there's a medicine called Singulair, which you may have heard of. So that's a leukotriene inhibitor. And I don't know if I'm going prostaglandins get released, but prostaglandin inhibitors don't actually help in the allergic response. Prostaglandin inhibitors would be things like Viagra, interestingly. Yeah, well, okay, so then there's a medicine, I think somebody mentioned it in the comments, that they're on Cromolyn. And so Cromolyn is a sort of mast cell stabilizer. It's kind of how that works. And it helps keep those mast cells from degranulating. So anyway, all this is really, really cool stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion, and let me know if there's any topics that you would like to go deeper into with regards to these. If you felt like if we went a little bit shy on some of it, again, I'd be happy to produce videos where we just talk about medical lecture stuff. If you want, I'd love to. We'll get a little whiteboard up here and we'll draw cycles and things. Yep. I'll bring my buddy Peter involved, my Dr. Tran. We'll talk about it all. So love it. Love this stuff.
I'll try to put a link in the description. There was a really helpful resource I found. I think it was based in the UK, the website, that had a lot of information that helped me navigate this for our daughter.
Yeah, and hopefully that's helpful for some of you. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited to jump into episode 6. Well, I'm excited to jump into the rest of them. Consider coming back around, checking those out. And also, again, comment, subscribe, all the things. It's been so much fun. Have a good night.
See ya.
I am Dr. Todd.